What did God teach me today? I was reading in First Chronicles, last chapter, 29. And he's talking about how God chose Solomon, just like he chose David. He chose Solomon to build a temple. Now this temple that they're building, of course, is in the natural, right? But what is the spiritual meaning behind it? Well, first of all, God chose Solomon, right? Solomon prayed a prayer asking for wisdom rather than riches and everything else, and God gave him that plus the riches. And then he says, even though you're young and you're inexperienced and the work is great, because the temple is not for man, but for the Lord God. So, he's a young, inexperienced, chosen by God to build this temple. He says it's not for man, it's for God. So what is he building? He's building up the church in the Spirit. This is God giving us something to work with to build the church up. We got people that want to be a part of it. They start giving gold and silver, right? But where did they get the gold and silver in the first place? It was never theirs. It was given by God. So all the things that are being used to build this natural temple, everything was given by God. So let's speak in the Spirit now. I work for the Lord. I work for the Lord. So I'm being told the work is going to be great, but it's for the Lord God. Now the house that I prepared with all my might, we got gold, we got silver, we got bronze, we got iron, we got wood, we got onyx stones, we got other stones to be set, we got glistening stones of various colors, all kinds of precious stones, and marble slabs in abundance. What is that? God looks at us as his treasure. Silver, gold, marble, gems. So this is God's people. They were all willing to give something. They were willing to participate in the work of God. Oh, how beautiful this is. He says, because I set my affection on the house of my God, I have given to the house of my God, over and above all that I have prepared for the holy house, my own special treasures of gold and silver. Well, if you're giving to the temple of God, you're giving to those that are part of God. Remember, all this in the natural, there's always something spiritual behind it. Look, 3,000 talents of gold from Ophir. That was the most precious gold on the earth. So the finest gold, the absolute finest gold was given towards God, towards God's temple. Our testimonies, and teachings, and ministering, and evangelizing, finest gold, or silver, or bronze, to the measure of our faith. He said he's going to overlay the walls with silver. Wow, that's beautiful. Gold for the things of gold, and silver, all kinds of work to be done by the hands of craftsmen. So now we got the craftsmen in here, right? The men that know how to carve things, do things, these things like this. You also know how to talk about God. You also know how to share about God. If you're in the Bible long enough, or God has revealed to you things, certain things, You have that ability too. We all do. It's just a measure of faith, how much we do. Then all the leaders of the fathers' houses, these are the tribes of Israel, captains, officers of the king's works, offered willingly. In other words, gatekeepers. Gatekeepers of God's place. These are people that spread, keep you in the word. They gave for the work of the house of God. They gave us 5,000 talents, 10,000 derricks of gold, a bunch of silver, a bunch of bronze, iron. This sounds like a pretty strong place, huh? Made out of all these things. And whoever had precious stones gave them to the treasury of the house of the Lord. Then the people rejoiced, for they had offered willingly. They're giving to the house of God. What are you doing spiritually to give to the house of God? Because with a loyal heart, they offered willingly to the Lord. So God gave them stuff, and they offered it back to the Lord with their willing hearts. So God's voice, words, do not go back to him void. He gave, and we gave back by living in the Spirit. So we're doing things, even though we do things in the natural, in the Spirit is where we're giving back to God. He doesn't need us to give him gold or silver or nothing. He needs our heart to be pure. And then David blessed the Lord for the assembly. He said, "Blessed are you, Lord God of Israel, our Father forever and ever. Yours, O Lord, is the greatness, the power, and the glory." So the glory was given right back to God. "The victory and the majesty for all that is in heaven and in earth is yours." Everything's already his. He doesn't need us to give back material things. He wants our heart. "Yours is the kingdom, O Lord, and you are lifted high as head over all. Both riches and honor come from you. You reign over all. Your hand is power and might. In your hand it is to make great and to give strength to all." This is all in the Spirit we're talking about. Spirit life.